everybody, welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. The heat continues on this Tuesday evening. I am Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you're finding a way to beat the heat this week, as it is definitely warm out there. And, it's not one of those, we've got the heat advisories and excessive heat warnings. It's just bitterly hot. Humidity's up, everything else. So maybe some storms passing through tonight. We'll check that out tomorrow morning for sure on Talking Fitchburg. But for now, just check on your local forecast, see if we'll get some rain or not this evening. For sure, if you're heading up north, you got chances of severe weather tonight and I think even into tomorrow. So check the forecast if you're heading out for your evening plans. Nevertheless, we got a busy show coming up for you. And speaking of going out doors, a lot of people went out last night for concerts at McKee. We have a full recap. You saw the Rhythm Kings last night in the park. Wasn't able to go, but it was a fun event, and Scott from our crew was out there last night catching some of the great sounds and seeing you all out there. So we'll bring you some of that coming up in the digest. Plus, we'll talk about heat safety with our friends from Fitchburg EMS. Jeff Dossick will be here, as we want you to stay safe when we do get into these warm parts of the summer. And it's a scorcher out there for sure. But first, let's get into the headlines. And we start with this: in-person absentee voting hours for the August 9th partisan primary election. Voting and absentee ballot in person will be located at the Fitchburg City Hall Clerk's Office. That's located at 5520 Lacey Road at City Hall in Fitchburg. This period is July 26th through August 5th. That's Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The last day to vote an absentee ballot in the clerk's office will be Friday, August 5th, and they'll stay open extra late for you, 7:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Requesting a ballot by mail, you can request the ballot by mail to your home. Please visit MyVote website. That's myvotewi.gov, myvote.wi.gov to sign up and get your absentee ballot mailed to you. Please remember to if you're interested in knowing about what identification you need, you do have to bring a photo ID for identification. You can go to bringit.wi.gov for that identification on what you have to have at the polls. Public hearing on the council's proposed amendments to the 2023-2032 capital improvement plan are now available, and your chance to have the public hearing on this is coming up on July 26th at 7:30 p.m. Common Council will hold that public hearing at the Fitchburg City Hall virtually and in person for council's proposed amendments to the 23 through 32 capital improvement plan. We call it CIP. You can check out the mayor's proposed plan and the amendments. All that's at the website, fitchburgwi.gov. Check out the updated trail map for Corey Ridge Recreational Area. Yeah, if you haven't been out to this place, it is beautiful out there. And this map shows you how you can get around there, which is also really cool. Yeah, Corey Ridge has the cool dirt bike trail there, and a lot of just nice features and just beautiful. It's kind of takes you away like you're just in the middle of nowhere, which is pretty cool. So yeah, check out the trail map for Corey Ridge Recreation Area. Huge thank to our friends at Capital Off-Road Pathfinders Incorporated and the International Mountain Bike Association for providing this great resource to our community and the volunteering so much time and effort to build and maintain the trails. Be sure to check out the trail conditions before you go. That's madcitydirt.com, because when it's wet out there, hey, they don't go out for dirt biking. Either way, if you haven't been out to that place, it is amazing. All right, turning our attention to some other events coming up here. Fitchburg Public Library, we have their outside the library events, which would be the pop-up libraries. We've got two coming up this week, July 20th at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. They'll be at the Southdale Park. And July 21st from 2 to 3 p.m. they'll be at Hugel Jamestown Park. You can check out Fitchburg Public Library website for all the dates and times Activities include stories, activities, and crafts that happen with the mobile library there. So stop on by to one of the great parks and enjoy some library events. Independent Art Studio with Marianne at the Fitchburg Senior Center is a drop-in event. Bring your own supplies, work in any medium at your own pace under the guidance of an experienced and encouraging instructor. Marianne has taught drawing and painting for more than 20 years. Participants are encouraged to take at least one beginning class Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Open to intermediate artists at no charge. Just email Marianne, and her email is on the screen there, and it is a drop-in event for sure. And finally, turning our attention to the Playground for All grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony. That'll be happening this Sunday, July 24th. All are invited to the Playground for All grand opening and ribbon cutting on Sunday, July 24th. The program will include a short welcome, talks and ribbon cutting, cookies, and lemonade will also be provided. They're cutting the ribbon at 4 p.m. The all-inclusive playground is located at the McKee Farms Park. It's near the splash pad. If you're familiar where the splash pad is, it's right next to that. And that's located at 2930 Chapel Valley Road here in Fitchburg. And yes, they have done a great job. I have seen it in person, and it is amazing. And there are so many great volunteers and community partners in that project. So definitely stop out and check it out. And don't worry, we'll have a crew out there covering this. We'll bring you some of that back on Monday's edition of Talking Fitchburg. All right, that does for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up our digest. We're going to take you out to concerts at McKee. And later, we'll check in with Fitchrona EMS Jeff Doslick on heat safety, all on this hot edition of Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready! We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg in the Digest, and today we're going to take you out to concerts at McKee. The second one was held last night at McKee Farms Park. Yes, it was a little warm out there, but from the video and the photos that I've seen, you all came out to see the Rhythm Kings and Madison Music Foundry as well. Here is some of the sounds and sights from a wonderful evening.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's give a good Fitchburg welcome to the Blue Dyes.
Real people, baby, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. Real people. heaven, you know I love you. Oh, you know I do. Inside the car, guy Kenny, I'm a lovable man, and I to the nearest star. Your vehicle, baby, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. Your vehicle, woman, by now I'm sure you know that I love ya, I need ya, I want you, got to have your child. Great God in heaven, you know I love you, and I'm your vehicle, baby. You got to have your child. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. Thank you.
I said, are you ready for some music? Battle. Yeah. Battle. Yeah. Battle. Yeah. Hit me. Get up, get up. I just stay on the scene like a stick machine, yeah. Get up, get up. I just stay on the scene like a stick machine, yeah. Wait a minute, shake it out. But they say a good color, so on the love now, wait till you get older. Media man begs to differ, talking about the hole in the summer like picture. Ice sweet steak, getting pretty thin, what? So you might as well swim, my ball's on fire. How about yours? That's the way I'm thinking, and I never get more. Hey now, jumping off down to the shore. Hey now, jumping off down to the shore. Hey, all and clear, let's go. Let's go. The right to the right, to the right, to the right, the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now come over and kick. Now walk it down yourself. Come on. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. We got a brand new day. That's right, come on. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Don't stop, y'all, do your dance, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance, you got a brand new day. Do your dance, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Now you see what I'm talking about. We represent from the dirty side. All my music screaming loud. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. We got a brand new dance. Yeah, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Don't stop, y'all, do your dance. Ow, ow, ow. Don't stop, y'all, do your dance. We got a brand new dance. Yeah, do your dance. Down, down. Now walk it by yourself. Everybody cut, baby. Cut the foot loose. Cut the foot loose. Cut the foot loose. You got to turn me around and put your feet on the ground. Now take a hold of it. I'm turning it loose. Come on, put loose. Kick off your Sunday shoes. Breeze, breeze. Pull me off of my knees. Jack, get back. Come on before we crack. Lose your blues. Everybody got loose. Kick off your Sunday shoes. Breeze, breeze. Pull me off of my knees. Jack, get back. Come on before we crack. Lose your blues. Everybody cut, everybody cut. Everybody cut, everybody cut. Everybody cut, everybody cut. Everybody cut for the lose. Yeah. And the crowd goes wild. Come on.
All right. Thank you to everybody who came out for concerts at McKee, and thank you to the Rhythm Kings. I wish I could have came out and saw those folk. We had some activities last night. Either way, we appreciate it. The next concert's coming up in August, and the final one already. Sad to say. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up next, we open up the digest. We'll have your heat safety tips from Jeff Doslick, Fitchburg EMS, next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today from Fitchburg EMS, your Deputy Chief, Jeff Doslick. Jeff, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you.
You know, your name is the only name that I can do that. Like, your Deputy Chief, Jeff Doslick. It just works.
Good. I like it.
I do too.
Should have been a baseball player.
You should have been a baseball player. What would be your walk-up music, do you think?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Something by Eminem, probably.
I was going to pick Staying Alive, but okay.
That's everyday music for me.
All right. We're here to talk about summer emergencies. It is summertime, hot out there. And we've just had a couple of heat waves in Wisconsin already this year. So it's a good time to talk about all of these things. Yeah. But since the heat has fried our brains already, let's talk a little bit about heat emergencies. And it doesn't matter if you're young or old. It affects people differently, but it is preventable. but some groups are more susceptible to it, some aren't. So tell us some ways to beat the heat, if you will.
Beat the heat. Well, I think one of the best things is just to be aware of, what the day's going to hold for you. So, there's different kinds of heat related illnesses, heat stroke, heat exhaustion, heat cramps, with heat stroke being the worst. So I really highly caution, those with, the younger children that are outside all day playing on, at the water park or whatever. And then the older adults that are out there that have a hard time regulating their temperature. Excuse me. Is just to be aware of what's happening, to spend a little time in the sun and get into the shade. The biggest thing with summer emergencies is dehydration. So we know how much water we need to drink every day, but we need to increase that when we have days that are like today where it's going to be 98 degrees outside. So making sure that that you stay hydrated, and that's not alcohol, that's water. Your favorite drinks are fine to kind of supplement, but you really need to replenish the water that you're losing as far as the heat is concerned. So just be aware, watch for others that are out there. So if you're outside and you're working outside, watch for those that you work with. Keep track of your neighbors. If the air conditioning is not working at your neighbor's house, make sure you're checking on them, and getting them into an area where they can cool off.
Jeff, what I think we spend a lot of time talking about, the preventative measures, but what happens if when Fitch-Rona shows up on site for a heat emergency? What are the things that you folks are going to do as you prepare for transport or whatever is the outcome there? But what's that other side look like, so people kind of maybe get a better understanding of the emergency that's occurring?
Sure. So from our end, we're going to want to get a really good history on what happened, how long you've been outside, what have you been doing. If you're able to tell us that, if it's a heat stroke and you might have an altered state, you might not be able to share that information. We're obviously going to want to try and get a temperature, get you into a cool ambulance and have the air conditioning on and so forth. Start an IV, so to make sure we can get you hydrated as quickly as we can. Making sure that if we need to put ice packs or cold packs, we might do that. So the places that we'll put them are going to be in your neck or your groin or your armpits, and those areas can cool you off. The biggest thing is to try and get you cooled down as quickly as possible. We don't see it too often, but for those people that are, have body temperatures that are really high, if we have to get you into a cool bath with ice water, we'll try to do that as well. But we're able to most of the time get you cooled down with ice packs, and if towels that are soaked in cold water, maybe wrapped in ice, can go around the neck and the groins and the armpits, and transport too.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, and not that every call is the same. So certainly, don't if you're taking notes, don't worry. It could change depending on your situation, but I think that's good for people to know.
Right. Yeah, just be aware of those. If you're outside and there's a progression of, you're sweating and you've done some exercise, now you start to have some muscle pain and some spasms. Start to think, well, that could be heat cramps. And as you move into heat exhaustion, you might have some nausea and vomiting. You might be more tired than normal, start to get a headache, dizziness. Again, move into a cool place, loosen your clothes, maybe put cool, wet clothes on your body to help you cool down. So, if you had to soak your shirt or whatever, and then take some water. And then as you move into the heat stroke area, now you have body temperatures that are in excess of 102, 103 degrees. People that are with heat stroke, they stop sweating. They don't have the ability to do that anymore. They're confused, they're nauseated, they're dizzy. They'll have hot, red, dry skin, and those are definitely 911 type of emergencies. You want to get the person into a cooler place, try to lower their temperature, and if you can get them into a cool bath, that's a good start.
All right, Jeff, great information. I appreciate it. We're going to do another segment with you on bike safety and other scratching ouchies. We'll call it
skin injuries, burns, and cuts.
Yeah, ouchies for sure. But Jeff, if people want to learn more about Fitchburg EMS and stay up to date on what's going on, how can they do so?
Yep. So visit us on our Facebook page. Fitchburg EMS has a Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. You can call me, you can email me, you can send pigeons with your messages. We're certainly here to get as much information out as we can and try to be timely in a season like today, where it's going to be nice and warm. And I'll dread talking to you when you say, hey, we need to talk about cold emergencies and it's going to be 40 below zero. So I'll take this over any of that anytime.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep, you bet.
Jeff Doslick, Fitchburg EMS, your deputy chief, and so much more. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Como padre, todos los días son un desafío. Y hay que estar ahí presentes. No importa lo cansado que uno esté, hay que estar ahí presentes para ellos. Cuando los niños aprenden algo nuevo, es ese momento mágico y especial. Y creo que presenciar ese momento es mi favorito.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year. And lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region, too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for the day. I want to thank Jeff Doslick from Fitchburg EMS helping us out with the heat emergencies. This big one today is just slow down, take lots of breaks, dress in that light colored clothing, and check on your loved ones. And please, please, please check your vehicles. Make sure that you have not left any pets or people in the vehicles. Have a great night, everybody.